nowhere in the world where women have achieved full equality. But more than that, we're also facing right now a backlash. We see it in the United States. We see it in the rise of right-wing governments around the world. We see it in Europe and Africa and Asia and Latin America. For women to live in equality in society, it is critical that they be able to control their reproductive lives, to have access to contraception, to have access to quality maternal care, to have access to safe and legal abortion. It can feel frustrating sometimes that we are fighting for rights, for example, here in the United States, that were gained generations ago. But rights have to be fought for by every generation, and we know that at the Center for Reproductive Rights. And that's why we are steadfast in who we are. We're an organization based on principles. We fight for the rule of law, and to make sure that every government respects every individual's ability to live with dignity and respect. Founded in 1992, the Center for Reproductive Rights uses the power of law to advance reproductive rights as fundamental human rights around the world. The Center's lawyers and human rights advocates go to court, go to human rights bodies, both at the regional and international levels, work on law reform with organizations and policymakers around the world. A significant part of the Center's work is building legal networks on 6 continents. In our pro bono work, we have over 600 attorneys from 42 different countries working on 250 matters. And that is bringing a huge power of law to make a difference for women's lives. We have secured legal victories in the United States, Latin America, Africa, Asia, and Europe on issues ranging from access to life-saving obstetrics care, safe and legal abortion, contraception, and assisted reproduction. Lawyers work in partnership with social movements and can use strategic litigation and law reform to help unlock wedged political issues. The Center for Reproductive Rights brought 2 cases before the Human Rights Committee at the UN on behalf of women in Ireland who had to travel outside the country in order to access a safe abortion. And the UN Human Rights Committee decided that Ireland was in violation of their legal obligations. And that led to law reform that went out to an initiative and constitutional reform in Ireland.
For women around the world who are affected by very restrictive abortion laws, it will be a moment of hope and inspiration. They will be strengthened in their belief that change is possible, that restrictive laws can be changed, and that their human rights can be respected in their own countries.
Changing the world always begins with individuals standing up for their own rights and standing up for the rights of others. And the Center for Reproductive Rights, when they do that, can come in and use the power of law to get access to justice, to get rulings that will make a difference, and to work on law reform, to make sure that these are not just gifts that the government gives us, but these are rights which we are entitled to have. When you stand with the Center for Reproductive Rights, you invigorate the force of law to ensure that no woman is turned away from care, that international obligations are met, and that lawyers and policymakers join us in the fight for reproductive rights. And you empower people to make decisions about their bodies, their families, and their lives. Together, we can realize every woman's right to reproductive health and autonomy. Together, we're igniting change through the power of law.